Let's take a look at a nice site that can help you build a truth table. It's right here, so make a note of what you have to type. Now let's access it. And let's see what we got here. We have software projects. Let's select truth tables. Okay. Okay, if you come across those kind of problems, just go ahead. There used to be something right here where I would click and go right into it, but for some reason it's not working. So if you know how to deal with Java and all that thing, go ahead. But I'm just going to download the standalone version and then open it up. If you know how to save it, you could save it. I'm just going to open it up. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the truth table constructor. Let's construct the same compound statement that I built, by hand earlier. And let's go ahead and type in what we need. So we put a parenthesis and we have the negation of the statement Q. And we need to put the statement Q in capital. And then any statement has to be capitalized. And we had an arrow. And to get an arrow, you put an equal and then you put a greater than symbol. You may want to put a little space between things so you can see better. Oops, I lost the tip of the arrow. And now let's put the statement P, again capital P, close the parenthesis. And now to do a double arrow, I'm going to do a less than symbol, an equal sign, and a greater than symbol. So again, for a single arrow, you had to do an equal and a greater than symbol. For a double arrow, it's a less than symbol, an equal sign, and a greater than symbol. And then let's put a parenthesis, and inside we have statement Q in capitalize, even though we should use lowercase, but that's what Brian would like in his side. And then put a capital P and close that parenthesis. So now we're ready to draw the table, but do we want it to appear all together, or do we want it to appear, by rows or columns? Let's kind of take a look at what I had when I had this document that I was working from. Do you remember that I did P and I wrote it vertically, so I did it by column, and then I did Q, then I did the negation of Q and so on. So let's go ahead and select the method to be here by columns, okay? So just so we can, do it the way we proceeded here. Now let's go ahead and click on here, and it's going to construct the table for us. And notice it tells you what P is doing, what Q is doing. Notice the rows are not called 1, 2, 3, 4, but 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's kind of the way it's set. And now let's see how things will be computed. If we just click here to the next, let me do that again, to the next step, you have the negation of Q written right underneath. Then what you have is what this parenthesis is doing. And then next you will have, what we have in the other parenthesis, and it will show up underneath a connective, which is the O. And finally, the last, column that we usually have shows up underneath the main symbol, which is that double arrow here. And that answer is in red. So let's see how this compares to what I had. Okay, do you see that I had my P right here? Then I had Q. Then the negation of Q had its own column, but right here they put it under that component. And then I had the arrow statement over here, the if-then statement right here. And then I had the or statement, which is right there. And I finalized it in the last column, which is what they have in red. So that's Brian's side. You can build anything you wish.